Hey, what's up, MotoAmerica fans? It's Josh Herron. Make sure you subscribe to the MotoAmerica YouTube channel to see all the up-to-date content. Like and subscribe. Don't forget my channel, too.
20 laps for HONOS Superbike race number 3. Revs are up. Lights off, clutches are out. And a good start for Matthew Skoltz again, but it's going to be Gagne. Oh, and it looks like there was some contact back there as I saw a puff of smoke from tires, but it's going to be Skoltz who leads into turn number 1. Now, will Gagne try to sneak up the inside? He does again.
Relentless. He just doesn't want to let anybody lead. Cam Peterson, nice job getting himself up into third. Baz, good start for Loris in fourth. Herron had a good jump, I thought, Greg, but gets shuffled back to fifth. And how about Kyle Wyman up to sixth on that Ducati?
Cameron Peterson, M4X Star Suzuki in third at the moment.
But Matthew just lets off the lever when they get down to the end, is able to hold that position. In second, you get a good view of Cam Peterson from out the back of Matthew Skoltz's bike. Loris Baz gets bucked up out of the seat. You can see his bike, like he was talking about, going over some of those bumps. The Ducati just struggles a little bit in those spots. Herron right up behind him.
Onto the front straightaway we go. Skoltz having a hard time. You can see off the track a little bit, a 23.5, so 0.4 of a second quicker in this opening lap than he did in race number 1.
He's going to have to worry about that, though. He's going to have to worry about that soon, Greg, because we know how Josh is. So this is what allowed Cam Peterson to get up alongside of Matthew Skoltz as they came onto that front straightaway. You see him just drop a couple tires off the edge into the dirt there. And this you're going to see, Greg, they're going to go underneath this bridge, and you're going to see him run just a little bit wide, trying to use up as much of that exit as he can. Runs off the edge of the track. Cam Peterson pulled up alongside of him, but it still wasn't enough to get past.
This is the lap that we've seen the fastest from Jake Gagne. Lap number 2, the first complete lap, and he comes across the stripe, a 120.7. So it's fast.
And there goes Baz. Baz gets through on Cam. Cam looked like he had a little bit of a problem in the last corner. He's trying to cut it back up underneath, so he squares up Baz and gets through going into turn 2. So Baz takes a shot as they went down into turn 1. Yeah, you can see he got in there deep, didn't he? You could tell. You can see that yellow back there. Tony Elias has finally cleared the rest of the pack there to get himself into 6th with Barber just behind him.
And to add to that, Bobby Fong, who started 16th because he qualified 8th yesterday and didn't finish the race, so you're penalized 8 grid positions as Baz making a big move into turn number 1, but Fong is up to 9th. So Fong having a good run through the field as well. So Loris Baz talking about confidence over these bumps and being able to get this Ducati where he wants it on the racetrack.
So that time, Greg, the biggest difference was that when Loris got up alongside Cam, he parked himself to the inside to where Cam wasn't going to be able to cut it back up underneath him and beat him on that run to turn 2. So this is a lot more promising start for Loris Baz this race.
Just a few hours ago, these riders racing 20 laps and going after it again, and look at Cameron Peterson. Nice save.
Well, those guys all know that outside curbing's there, and they almost purposely run into it to kind of straighten the bike back up. However, if you lose the front just a little bit before you go up that curbing, it disrupts everything, Greg, and then you've got a little bit of luck on your side. And you can see Cam there had that bike, lost the front a little bit before it got to the curbing, so the front tire actually went up over the top of the curbing a little bit sideways, but he was able to keep that bike underneath him.
The Scheibe Racing BMW has been at the top of the charts for most of the year. So we know that the BMW has a lot of top speed. The question, of course, is how do you get to that top speed on acceleration, and the job that Hector Barber is able to do with the traction control turned down, and Barber is going to make a move.
Wow,
so there goes the 80. That was a big, bold move.
I mean, I'll tell you, there's a lot of places that you could try to make pass attempts here, but that right there going into turn 4 takes one that takes a big commitment to get up over the top of that rise.
For Matthew Skoltz, he's had a good race so far. Jason, great start, and was able to keep Jake Gagne closer in sight than he was last. Whoosh.
Yeah, it's coming up over turn 2 again, Greg. That's that spot where, just like I said, it drops off camber on you. And even with all the electronics that we have on these bikes, the bikes can still get away with you, especially when there's camber changes and things involved. So he's still continuing to push. 3.1 back. And then a little bit further back is this battle now. Herron gets through on Baz, so that probably happened down that front straightaway going into 1. I've noticed that Baz's lap times have slipped back just now into those low minute 22s. 22.3 is where Baz was. These guys were still capable of getting into the high 21s, so I'm not sure if that's the effect of the tire going off a little bit for Loris right now. We still have 9 laps to go. There is a clear winner in that, and that is Matthew Skoltz. He has been able to get away from everybody else here in Jersey for literally the whole weekend. He's been first, second, third, somewhere in there in practice sessions, and they've made him really comfortable on this bike. And I mean, Greg, he's 4.2 back, and that's the first lap I've seen Matthew get into the 22s. The leader, 21.4, then there's 22.3. Now, these guys are going to continue to go back and forth. They're in the 22.4, 22.3, so they're going to go back and forth. But you see how much movement Loris has out of his bike there?
As soon as he shut the throttle off.
Just so much movement, and he rides the bike like that a lot. Like, you see the bike moving around underneath him a tremendous amount. All through here, though, I'll be fair, the bike looks better. The team have worked hard to get him a bike that makes those transitions look a little bit nicer for him.
Here comes Josh Herrin in the tuck. He goes to the side. He's going to go up the inside in turn number 1, and he'll take over the spot. So Josh Herrin now into third. Can he hold the line? Good acceleration. So good move, well-timed and calculated by Josh Herrin. So Josh Herrin trying to put his Fresh and Lean Attack Performance Yamaha on the podium. But it's all about the Jake Gagne and what he's been able to pull off. As Jake Gagne comes to the stripe, takes the checkered flag, and another win. Matthew Skoltz coming across the line. And then this battle for the final spot on the podium will go to Josh Herrin by 0.3 of a second over Loris Baz. Looking at Jake Gagne, Jason Pridmore, let's talk a little bit of history, shall we? When he came into this race weekend, in terms of all-time Superbike wins, Jake Gagne was tied with Blake Young and Doug Poland at 13. He wins yesterday, then he ties with Scott Russell and Eddie Lawson. His win earlier today tied him with Eric Bostrom and Freddie Spencer, and now Wayne Rainey. Let's get down to Wayne Rainey interview.
And with that win, number 16, Wayne, you said you wanted Jake to get it. You wanted this mark for him. You're a racer. Put into perspective what he's been able to accomplish this year.
You know, 16 in a row is pretty amazing. It makes me feel like I have to come out of retirement again. So,
yes.
No, but all things good. He did a heck of a job. 16 in a row is, in any series, is difficult. But, you know, what he did today to get that 16 was just great. He did a good job for MotoAmerica.
You don't get to come to all of the races, but this is a great one. I mean, look around. Look at all of the fans that are out here, the growth of this sport. What do you attribute that to?
You know, when we took over the series 7 years ago, we had 65 riders. We're going to go into the next race with over 225 riders. You know, with the TV platforms that we have with Fox and Life Plus, it's amazing how much this has grown.
When you think about the growth and you look ahead to the 2022 season, what's next for MotoAmerica? What can you continue to do?
You know, we've got King of the Baggers coming. You know, but as far as what the series has done, we've produced good racers that have gone into MotoGP with Cameron Beaubier, Joe Roberts, Garrett Gerloff. So we see the next group coming up, and we see what Gagne's doing here, and you see Loris Baz and Tony Elias. Those guys are world-class riders. So it just shows that we're very competitive here with the series, and the future's here.
World-class leaders, world-class leadership. Thank you for the time. Congratulations on a great weekend.
Thank you, Jamie.